Kia ora. Good morning, Sharon.
Kia ora, Richard.
Would you please, Sharon, introduce the author of and some of the main points about this article which you brought to us
Mm,
fairly recently at our Mahoi group called Gamblers at the Gate? That would be
yeah, happy
great.
to do that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so this was an article in the Listener of January the 11th
Mhm.
and called Gamblers at the Gate by Daniel McLaughlin, who is quite a regular contributor to columns in the Listener. And I think it caught my eye because it was kind of in the lead up to the inauguration of Donald Trump as president.
Ah,
And trying to
mhm.
sort of get my head around that. And so, I thought he raised some interesting points about that. He kind of riffs on, to begin with, the movie Oppenheimer and some of the things that were going on there in terms of the kind of forward-thinking, experiential work of scientists at the time, butting up against the institution, which was
Mhm.
trying to kind of regulate and hold on to them. And so he uses that to move into talk about a book by Nate Silver, who's quite a well-known US writer
Mhm.
and analyst. He's written a book called On the Edge, The Art of Risking, and he talks about this growing divide in the intellectual classes. He talks about the village, which is the
Ah,
current institutional establishment, universities,
mhm.
public sector, mainstream media, NGOs, and so on, who kind of
Mm.
hold that kind of way of viewing the world, but it's in conflict, increasing conflict with what he calls the river, which is
Right.
this emerging counter elite who thrive on uncertainty and risk,
Mhm.
increasingly aligned with the far right. And Elon Musk is a very good example of that.
Right.
And he talks about these two key intellectual habits they have of probabilistic thinking,
Mhm.
a willingness to take big risks, and also decoupling, isolating an idea from its surrounding context, evaluating it on its own merits. And
Mhm.
when we discussed it, there was this big question really about where does ethics fit into that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I talked about how Trump seems to be aligning himself with that that stream of the river,
Mm.
the thinking, the power, the financial resources of it. And McLaughlin doesn't pose any solutions to that, but really kind of wants to articulate that
Right.
what those two things are, and the sense of the high uncertainty and the sense of risk that we're moving into as a society. So it was really
Mm.
good to talk about that at our Mahoi group.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Mm.
was. No, appreciated that. Look, Sharon, thank you very much. That's a great summary, and I hope that inspires others to maybe find that article again. We'll try and put a link on the blog.
Yes, see if it's available. Yeah, good one. Thanks,
Thank
Richard.
you.
Okay.